If you're following tech, you know that it has been a rough year. Amazon laid off 27,000 people this year alone after doubling its workforce during the pandemic.
So is this the end of the Amazon success story that we all know? Stay tuned. Hi there, I'm Bertrand and I'm the founder of App Economy Insights.
And I'm Stephanie, tech veteran, engineer, and creator. Look, I've worked in tech my entire career, and yet I actually never knew this. Back in 1997, Amazon's founder, Jeff Bezos, wrote a letter to shareholders where he talked about this thing called Day One. And no, it's not a day where you binge watch your favorite show. See, Day One is all about putting the customer at the center of everything. It's about fostering innovation, taking risks, and staying ahead of the game. Through this culture of customer obsession, eager adoption of external trends, and high-velocity decision-making, they've been able to grow into a $1 trillion business in 3 decades. Just look at Jeff Bezos. I mean, the biggest glow-up ever, right? What started as an online bookstore is now a full-blown big tech, e-commerce, retail, media, and cloud computing giant. And you might be surprised to know how this company actually stays alive and grows. Before we dive into how Amazon makes money, be sure to hit that subscribe button so we can keep bringing you content and help you on your tech, business, and investing journey.
Amazon's revenue has 7 main components. First, we have their online store, Amazon.com. It makes up 42% of overall revenue. Then we have physical stores, primarily Whole Foods. It makes up just 4% of the total revenue. Then we have first-party seller services like commissions, fulfillment, and shipping. It makes up 23% of revenue. Then subscriptions like Amazon Prime or Audible makes up just 7%. And then advertising like ad services for Amazon sellers and Twitch. It makes up 8%. We also got other, which is just 1% of the total. It's other small various offerings.
Yeah, it kind of makes me realize how much of our lives involve Amazon, especially since I live on top of a Whole Foods. Like literally, it's 2 stories under me.
I'm more of a Trader Joe's guy, but there is no denying Whole Foods has done very well for Amazon. Amazon Go stores, however, not so much. A lot of those layoffs were in the Go division. Okay, we still have to mention the elephant in the room, Amazon Web Services, or AWS for short. Its cloud computing arm makes up 16% of revenue. But that's not really the full picture, because if you look at the operating expenses, Amazon is operating with massive expenses, $61 billion in Q4 FY22, and huge losses from fulfillment, technology, sales and marketing, and more. As a result, while Amazon has grown its top line at a fast clip, the company is mostly just break-even today and has a negative cash flow. Amazon keeps reinvesting in future growth. As a result, the company's free cash flow was negative in FY22 by nearly $12 billion. But this figure includes the impact of $22 billion of growth capex, meaning excluding maintenance.
Amazon's gross margin has improved over time, and that's all thanks to AWS, which is the crown jewel of Amazon. AWS is a high-margin business that compensates for all other segments.
But AWS is slowing down faster than expected. AWS recently missed analyst expectations. See, cloud computing is like a double-edged sword. Sure, it's a cash cow for Amazon, but customers can reduce their spending by lowering cloud usage. Meanwhile, the cost to run AWS remains the same for Amazon, putting pressure on margins.
And now they're scrambling to help customers manage their workloads better to save money, which should help with customer retention.
But the big question is, how much longer the operating margin of AWS will contract? It's hard to tell in this environment. But one thing's for sure, AWS alone could justify Amazon's valuation. So this is critical to the company's stock performance.
And they're watching their tails. Sure, Amazon has maintained a 32 to 34% market share in the past 5 years, but Microsoft has almost doubled its market share since 2017 to 23%. And Google Cloud Platform, GCP, is the fastest growing of the top 3 competitors.
AWS might be the favorite child, but Amazon.com is still their first child. And they struck high-margin gold with third-party seller services. The company just expanded its Buy with Prime feature to all US merchants. This means that Prime members can now get Prime benefits at online stores beyond Amazon.com. And guess what? So far, the feature increased shopper conversion rate by 25% on average. This is obviously a threat to Shopify. With more than 200 million Prime members in the world, adding the convenience of Prime via a single click at checkout is a game changer. It might take a while to show meaningful impact on the financials, but the potential is here.
Last but not least, let's talk about digital advertising. Amazon's advertising services reached $11.6 billion in Q4 FY22, which is a whopping 23% year-over-year increase. And get this, Amazon's advertising revenue represented 37% of Meta's advertising revenue in Q4 FY22.
Okay, look, there is so much more we can talk about for Amazon. I mean, for one, Prime Video is another huge investment for the company.
Yeah, I mean, they spent $500 million on Rings of Power, the most expensive TV show ever made, and overshadowing movies like Top Gun Maverick. But we saved that for another video.
That's right. Check out our coverage of the streaming wars coming up.